Howdy folks, Laxo here, and today we're going to be doing another World Championship battles. So, I just realized that my Warsals were not correct. I was looking at them and I realized, wow, half of them are on the wrong characters. I think because I was working on Arena and Kapachi Contest and I forgot to swap them over for World Championship. But going to be doing that later on tonight, or going to be getting around to that later on today. So I swapped a couple of them, but not all of them. So with that, let's go ahead and check out the battles here. So I was going to show Stark because I thought an Urahara thumbnail would be super cool. And then the battle was just a little too easy, and then I was like, oh, Aizen, I think that would be another cool thumbnail. So then I clicked Hero and I fought him, and I'm like, it's just an anticlimactic battle because he's still a very young account along with Stark, and I was like, this is rough. So I kept on scrolling, kept on attacking, so then I kept on scrolling and I saw Mr. Jack, and I was like, that would be a really nice thumbnail. So I hope you enjoy the thumbnail, and let's get into a battle here, shall we? Alright, so here we go. Alright, so Team 1, I think I did... No, I didn't do any character swapping. All my teams are the exact same. I just think that I swapped around a couple teams. But yes. I did take a look at a couple of his teams before I started. And this one right here, I thought was pretty like, it wasn't a very good team. I could point out some obvious flaws from the get-go. I'm not going to. I'm going to wait till the critique section. If you'd like to see where the critique section is, feel free to check the timestamps below in the description. You probably, I don't know, 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes in or so. Actually, no, maybe like 10 or 15 minutes in, yeah. I do suggest everybody looks at the timestamps and click around where they want to. Get what they want out of each battle, then click through it. I'm not here trying to milk everybody's watch time. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to help everybody get to the section that they want to get to hear and see what they want to hear and see. So, with that, feel free to do so. This first battle is almost over. I will go ahead and finish this last round here, it looks like. The one thing I really do wish we could do in this game is fast forward it just a little bit. However, what I've been thinking about what I could do is I could double edit videos. So what I could do is I could record the video with the fight, and then I take that, put it into a video editor, and then I speed up the time, and then as the video's speeding up, then I add audio and music to it. I was thinking about that, so let me know what you think. Honestly, I kind of just like watching it normal speed, even though it is slightly annoying sometimes. But after this attack, I'm going to skip here. After that attack, I win anyway, so. Alright, battle number 2. Alright, so I put Gin in there because I saw that he had a rage reduction team, and I looked at my team and I was like, wow, we have pretty much mirroring teams. That's pretty neat. So, obviously this team's going to score pretty well with me. But, once again, this battle, or this pretty much round right here, comes down to whoever attacks first wins. As you can see, my Gin was lucky enough to get some rage reduction on his team. So now it's my turn. Heal up the damage he did to me. Make them vulnerable to crits. Lower their attack damage reduction. And then I'm going to do some crits here. That's what Kyoraku is good for. And then I'm going to go ahead and do some rage reduction. And Gin is that close from going again. It would have been nice if he went, because then it would have stopped his Kyoraku from raging right now, but unlucky. I also almost killed his shoot, blanking right now. Never mind. But yes, this is a good battle. It gets a little bit closer. It kind of goes on for a while. It really just... It could have went a little bit faster, but it didn't. If his Gin had survived, I would have been able to get rage reduction off of him, and my Cotton would have raged immediately, and then the battle would have ended right then and there. But I'm just gonna go with the battle's pretty much over there. As you can see, my entire team is about to rage at this point. So, it wasn't bad. The way it worked was I just kept on getting rage after rage after rage after rage. It worked out pretty well. I could have put the other Unohana on that team, and I could have put the other Unohana on that team, and I would have got more rages off, but she didn't really need to be on that team because I was already getting enough rage attacks off. But yeah. This team was really unfortunate. So the main reason why I lost this one right here is because my Yamamoto did not get rage reduction off on his Rengiku. If I got rage reduction off on his Rengiku, that would have saved 2 of my characters from not being able to rage. But unfortunately, he got very, very lucky, and I just got very, very unfortunate luck. So, as you can see, it just kind of really goes down after that. The reason why is because I would have had all 3 of my bleed units rage right there, and I probably would have killed his Rengiku and instantly put them on a shield. But instead, now I have to wait a whole nother round, and I give his Aizen a whole nother round to power up against my team, because he gets his butterfly wings, and then it spirals out of control, unfortunately. But this was a pretty close battle. It comes down to just luck at this point. Another reason why is because of Lynette would have given rage back to her right now, and then this would be her second rage this battle, her second time, and that would have wiped his team, and then I'd be going on to the next round. But since he got that silence on her, it really just screwed the entire battle for me. You know, those things happen, and can't really be perfect all the time, but you know, it is what it is. Unless now his Aizen is, I believe, at full power, so now his Aizen is just going to start one-shotting everybody. That is just the way it goes, unfortunately. I was lucky enough to kill his Aizen right there, but it was too little, too late at this point, unfortunately. Yeah, too little, too late. Now my rages are really just gonna hit like wet noodles, because his Rengiku has already raged, Summer Rengiku has already raged so many times that she's just absolutely wrecked my damage from my bleed attacks. So, is what it is, but this is where the battle ends. You'll be able to see how much damage I do, but unfortunately, once again, I have so much attack reduction on my team right now that, as you can see, these attacks are doing nothing. Look how little this does. See that? It did nothing. It barely got rid of his shield. Didn't even touch her shield. Didn't even touch her shield, and barely hurt Rengiku's shield. Like, her. Yeah, health. So, That was a rough one, unfortunately. This one, I just looked at his team and I said, hey, you know, his strongest unit is vulnerable. Why don't I just kill that unit? There you go. 5 million damage, just like that. So, wasn't bad. I didn't think I'd be able to kill his eyes in a one shot. That was the one character I thought if my Grimjaw attacked I wouldn't be able to kill, but it worked out. Killed his eyes in pretty easily. And with that, I think this battle is pretty much over, so I could probably just skip through this one here. Let's see. I could watch it. Let's see. So I don't see Kazushini's mark right now. That was weird. Alright, so Kazushini should be raging. We could just see how much damage Kazushini does with this rage attack real quick. This should decimate Rukia if it crits. If it crits. Yeah. I think would have done like 8 or 9 million if it crit. No crit on that one either. As Kevin Sorbo says, disappointed. Let me know if you guys get that reference. I am a sucker for old school Hercules. Love Hercules. Kevin Sorbo, I think, is probably one of my favorite actors. Obviously not the best actor, but your favorite actor doesn't have to be the best, or your favorite character doesn't have to be the best, etc. So, alright. Let's take a look at this team. So, okay, so that's right. This team, I looked at, or this round, I looked at his team and I said, okay, I see that he has some pretty good damage in the back row, but I'm not too scared of it. I feel like with my healing reduction, I can eat through his front line and then get to his back line. So that is exactly what I did here. The reason why I knew this is because my Hozuki Maru has the healing and reduction War Salon, Gingerbread. As you can see, they are wet right now, which means they're going to get 10% healing from that. As you can see, they got slim to no health from that. If you look at Orihime's health that lasts a couple seconds ago, you'll see she got maybe like 5%, if that, of her health back. Probably closer to like 3% of her health back. So at this point, I just need a couple more attacks, and I should be able to finish off his entire front line here. There you go. This should do it. Leave them at very little HP after this. One thing I did is I swapped my Vasalorde to attack. I used to use him as a tank, but I talked to Gan. He convinced me, hey, you know, we have enough tanks. You could probably get away with using his damage. And I thought about it, I'm like, you know what? I have his gear maxed, and he has really good damage reduction anyways, so you're right. Just stick with that. So that's pretty much what I did. Alright, with this, he is going to chunk my back row because of this this combo here. Gonna get the fans active on her, and then crit here. You can see how much damage it does to these guys back here, my back row. Boom, half their health. See, that was pretty big. But if he doesn't kill him, it's over. It didn't kill him. Now it's over. Yeah, and that's that. One thing I didn't really know too much about Hozuki Maru is he is just such a good brawler. He could just stay in the battle for ages. I have definitely had a change of heart on Hozuki Maru. He used to be like a character that I overlooked. Who cares? He's not that great, but no, he is a brawler. He stays in the battle. He's a great tank. With the right team comp, he chews through enemy front lines. Like, he's pretty solid. So unfortunately, he didn't get the rage reduction off on Rukia. That would have helped him out a lot if he did. But with that, the rest of my back line, not. Look at that. Aizen has like 99.9% rage here. Oh, man. Hate to see it. Funny thing is, watching this battle live, I thought I had his rage at 100%, and I was like, wait. What happened? Why? I was like freaking out. I'm like, why isn't he raging? What's going on? What's going on? Why isn't he raging? And then I realized, watching it back now, that he did not have 100% going into Unohana's rage. So, yeah. Is what it is. But now Ruki is gonna rage again. And then Aizen's gonna rage here, and whoever he crits is just gonna get fried here. Watch. Boom. 11 million. He's so strong. He's such a busted character. Such a busted character. Alright, next round. Final round here? Oh, this is just my one-shot team. So the reason why I put them last is because I looked at his team and I was like, you know, I'm kind of afraid of this team comp. He had a lot of damage out there. And my thought was, you know what? I'm just gonna win this round. And then I threw this team against it. So. Another thing I realized when I was looking at Orsel's is my Yoruichi has on tank. She's a tank right now. Yes, I have her as a tank right now, so. But this is gonna hurt right here. Watch this. 7.6 million damage on 3 characters. 7.6 million. That is why Muramasa is nuts. A lot of people like to overlook him and think he's really not that great. No, Muramasa is a beast. Alright, so now we have reached the part of this where we critique. So let's go ahead and get into some team critiquing here. Alright, as we can see with Team 1. Alright, let's go and get critique here. Alright, so Team 1. He has... This is what I thought. The reason why I didn't want to say anything out of the gate is because I think this was just his team comp, that he had a bunch of extra units. He didn't really have anything going for them, so he just threw them out there. But if you look, so Ichigo needs debuffs to work. Problem is, he has no burn, bleed, poison on this team. So Ichigo is not going at full strength. As you can see, he wasn't really doing too much. And another problem I had was Kazushini. He's only 6-star, so he's not going to be one-shotting. So, unfortunately, that's the reason why I threw this team comp up against that one. I was like, you know, he can't even kill my tank team out here. So I'm just going to throw my tank team out there. I'll be fine. In the end, he actually did end up killing one of them, but the match was already over at that point. Another problem I had was Ichigo. Again, he was not going at full power, not going at full strength. He didn't have... he was missing out on a bunch of damage. So... And another thing, Kenpachi. Unfortunately, Kenpachi is just not that good. He doesn't do very much damage. He does help out a little bit with the other team, or with the other characters that do damage, but just not enough. And Over here we have Olkiota. Again, cool. That's nice. He gives you a little bit extra damage and lowers my crit resist. That's good and all. But once again, too little too late. It just was not enough damage to finish off. Even with these buffs. Even with the Rukia buff. It just wasn't enough. Rukia passive. This team, I give a 4 to. It's really not... There's nothing to it. It barely passes the team because he has 6 units out there. He does have a Soul Hall, I think. So... Let's see. Yeah. So, yeah, he does have a Soul Hall. So, at least he has a Soul Hall going. Team 2. What do we have here? This is... Okay. Yes, this was the mirror match. I had pretty much talked about this team during the round. So the reason why I won this and he did not is because I went first. I think if he went first, he probably would have had like a 60, maybe 70% chance at winning. But unfortunately, once again, he did not go first, so I won. He was going to, however, give the rage to his Cotton, and that would have helped him out a lot more, especially if he got 3 rage reductions on my back row. Then it would have really messed me up. But once again, didn't work out for him. Quite possibly could have beat me. It was a good team comp. He had a little bit of cleanse here. He had healing here. He had a ton of rage reduction here. He had a rage regen here. A little bit there. Some decent damage here. He was... I mean, I don't see any healing reduction. He had debuffs right here for my team. So this was a very good team. I like this team a lot. Honestly, I give this team like an 8. Like it's solid. The front row is a little wonky. Back row is pretty much perfect. I mean, if he 7.5, I'll give it a 7.5. The front row is a little wonky. At least he has heals. That's good. But yeah, solid nonetheless. Alright, team 3, round 3. Once again, I don't really like this team too much. Mostly because I don't really like Rangiku. I don't... Yes, you may be like, oh, but Laxo, she beats you. She single-handedly beats your entire team. I understand that. With pure luck. Pure luck, she managed to win. I don't really like her. I mean, she does have some pretty good CC, but her stats are just too low. She doesn't do enough damage. Maybe you can toss on a rage reduction morsel for her. I don't know what you could do for her, but I don't really like her too much. Even with her buffs even with her tanky buffs, with her legendary runes, she just isn't tanky enough to survive. And let's see here. His Aizen is at 5-star. Not really too much damage. He could have killed my front line a lot sooner. However, the rest of his team comp, I really do like the rest of his team comp. Very solid there. He lined him up really well. Look at that. He had Byakuya. Perfect. So he lined up his front row good. His back row, I wasn't a big fan of. By big fan of, I mean these two. I think if he swaps out these 2 units for other units, I mean, he could even put something like Yamamoto here. It could work out pretty well for him. I mean, even, you know, screw it. Aizen's fine. You know, leave Aizen in there. He could probably do a little bit of damage. Maybe get him to 6-star, 7-star, and he could start chewing through the front line. But, yeah. Nonetheless, it was solid. Look, he debuffs for my front row. A little bit of CC here. A little bit of damage here. And then all the damage right here from Aizen. So, yeah. I mean, I really don't like Rangiku. I mean, for some reason, I just don't like her SSR unit. I don't like her on these in World Championship. Just my opinion. I mean, it beat my team with luck, so what do I know? Grading the team, you know, I'm gonna give it a 7, 7.5. Solid team comp nonetheless. Worked out pretty well. Again, healing reduction works really well. Round 4. What do we have here? We have... Okay, so this is just... Okay, yeah. So, there's a little bit of a flaw in this team comp here. It's not very tanky. He has 5 really squishy units and 1 tank. And he crosses his fingers and hope that his Ulquiorra doesn't die, because as soon as his Ulquiorra dies, the rest of his team just goes with it. His Eisen's only at 5 stars, so his Eisen isn't even really that tanky. This team could work if he had both these characters, Eisen and Ulquiorra, at like 6 or 7 star with some really good damage reduction on them. It could work pretty well, but unfortunately, as we saw, his team just dies, unfortunately. I did have my damage team right there to kill him, but as you could see, a Eisen got one shot by a Grimjow. Yes, that is a thing, but an Eisen who, again, specialty counters Grimjow, died. Like, that shouldn't happen. Yeah. I mean, this is a team comp I would run if I knew I was going up against somebody that was a lot lower than me. This is like a noob killer. I don't want to say noob killer, but a lower tier account killer team comp. For me, as you can see, it just kind of fell over. It folded immediately, so don't really like it too much. If you're a lower B or account, probably shouldn't run this. If you're a higher tier account going against lower tiers, like, just messing around with 5v5, then it's not bad. It's a good team comp. But when you start pushing up, when you get to the top 50, top 20, top 10, this team comp will fold every time. So for that reason, since he's using it in World Championship, and he is a top, whatever he is in the top like 50 right now, I'm gonna give it a couple dings. I'm gonna drop it down to a 5.5, maybe a 6. Not that great. Round 5, team 5 here. All right. So here we have, looks like he's going for the frontline team comp kill. That's not bad. I mean, so he's hoping. I mean, he got off his combo. He did. I mean, you had Sogyo right here, mark a target, and then you had Grimjow blow it up. Problem being, I had a pretty tanky back row, and front row for that matter. So if he could get, honestly, if he were to put the healing reduction morsel on his Hozuki Maru, that would probably help him out a lot. That would probably help him out, and he can get away with this team comp pretty easily. Yeah, it's a really good team comp though. Like, I honestly like it a lot. Yeah, he even has Sogyo out there. Honestly, I'm gonna give it a 7.5. I like this team comp a lot. I do. Maybe swap around some morsels, and that could be an easy 8. Solid team comp. I like it a lot. Moving on to number 6. By the way, if you guys saw my last videos, the difference between yesterday and today are night and day. Like, I'm loving every single team comp I'm seeing right here by Mr. Jack. I really am. Like, honestly, solid team comps. Besides this first account, first team comp, everything's solid. Moving on to number 6 here. Yeah, this one, it wasn't too bad of a team comp. Team composition. So he had a little bit of healing reduction here. I hope he might have had a Gingerbread Man Warsoul here as well. If he did, solid. Look, he had rage reduction, rage regen, healing reduction, no real damage. I mean, that's... Ashes Sokujizo really isn't too much damage, so I don't know what to say there. Could be better. And his front row is really not that tanky outside of Renji. So this team comp's really not that great. I kind of eat my own words immediately after giving him so much praise from his team comp 5. So not that good of a team comp. I want to give it like a 6. 6.5 or so, 6.5 or so. No, let's just go with a 6, a flat 6. Like, it's really not that good. Alright, team comp number 7. This is the classic team comp of Bleed. Solid team comp. What can I say? If you guys were watching round 7 when we got there, I immediately said this is the team comp I was afraid of. This is the team I was afraid of. I ran my one shot against it because I was like, you know what? I don't want to have to think about fighting this team. I just want to win and move on. I'm not going to be able to do that when I get to the top 5, top 10. The last couple of minutes when I get to the top 5, it's going to be not something I can do. So I probably am going to have to change it around a little bit because I don't have the highest rage. But yeah, I mean, I've seen this team comp 100 times. I've talked about it 100 times. Like, he has Bleed in the back row, he has Tank and Revive in the front row, and then he has an extra Revive right here with Zangetsu. I mean, it makes it kill proof. You have to be able to kill one of his units 3 times in order to kill it once. That's the reason why I threw this team up against it. A team like this one right here would not be able to beat that team. Why? Because my Grimmjow would rage, he would kill whatever unit, doesn't matter. They'd revive. And then my Kazushini would go, attack his Soy Phone, she'd revive, and just like that, it's his turn again, and then he one-shots my team. So, great team comp. Can't really complain too much about that one. What do I give it? I mean, it's a classic. You gotta give it like an 8. I mean, it's classic. So, overall, I'm pretty impressed with all of his team comps. Nothing I really was, disappointed about besides his team 6. I understand his team 1. He didn't have a team composition for this, so I'm giving that a pass. I'm going to act like I didn't see this. This was never here. Team number 6 needs some work. Team number 3. I don't really like Rengiku too much, but his Rengiku got the win, so overall, I think Mr. Jack did pretty well. He has some pretty good, pretty solid team comps, and I'm impressed. So with that, I might be attacking somebody tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to try and get another attack off, but let's see. Who can I attack here? Let's take a look. So one thing about the attacks is I gotta think about the thumbnail, okay? So I'm looking here, and I see Sweeney Todd here. I see you. I recognize you. But I already fought a Kazushini. So, don't know what to tell you. Ola Azul? Maybe if I see you? Funky Kong? 832? Probably don't want to attack you. Dark Kaiba, I'm sorry. You're beneath the top 50. You probably shouldn't be in there. Johnny Foe, okay. He's pushing his accounts to the top. Honestly, I could probably fight Johnny Foe. It wouldn't be too bad. Hey, look at that. We got M Dragon right there, Mr. Free to Play. I would love to fight that account. Problem with that is I don't want to feel like I'm picking on him because he's a free to play and I am in a stupid pay to win at this point. So yeah. I have all the respect in the world for him and everything that he has done with that account. All the respect in the world. I know, because I had my own free-to-play account. My only regret with that account is I didn't get to fight his. I think it would be close. If I started my free-to-play account when he started his, me and him would be like neck and neck. So, would be pretty nice. Takano, Vash, honestly, Vosh, I wouldn't mind fighting him. That would be pretty cool. Okioda, 22 mil. Yeah, so there are some good accounts up here I can face, but all these accounts I think are already at the very, very top. Probably the top like 5 here. I could probably face these guys, so we'll see. If I find one of these guys here, maybe I'll show one of them. Or maybe somebody down here will pass me up. I could do... I already fought Ray and showed him once. Easy peasy. I've already had like 2 videos on him. Yeah. We'll see. Stay tuned, and we will see what happens next. With that, guys, hope you enjoy this content. Feel free to like, subscribe, and I'll probably be back tomorrow with another one. With that, I will... Oh, by the way, if you guys see me over here in the multi-chat, or in the world chat, whatever, feel free to say hi. I'm a pretty friendly guy. With that, catch you on the next one. Peace. Peace.